What's up? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. It is the CHGO Bears Podcast presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Hello, everyone. Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, and Nicholas Moreano.
I got to tell you.
Your face is confusing
Well,
me.
I'm just kind of amazed because you know how your phone knows your deepest, most innermost thoughts? And somehow in Google, I'll be thinking about donuts, and then donuts will disappear in the next thing that I scroll to. It knows,
I'm
right?
always thinking
Oh,
of
yeah,
donuts.
that happens all the time.
Right.
And I like how they briefly were like, okay, we got to fix this. It's a problem. You got to opt out all this stuff. And then all of a sudden that disappeared. Now all the ads are showing up again.
What was the conversation we were having 5 minutes before the show?
About how Liam Hendricks should be able to hire the next White Sox manager.
What was the other conversation we were having 5 minutes before the show?
Does it have to deal with that first comment there?
Yes, it does.
That Lucas Patrick should be playing center.
Yeah, so Jaden Boyley, what's up, Jaden? You are in our phones because that literally that just happened, and before as the show is starting, that comment's popping up, and I think that I honestly I think that Boyley,
That is creepy because that's like exactly what I said.
Boyley is connected to whatever is in the phone, and we all need to become really good friends with Jaden Boyley because he's on the inside. That's what I'm saying.
He is on
Well,
the
wait
inside.
a minute. Can I make it even creepier?
Yeah, go ahead.
We weren't having that conversation on a phone.
No, but the phones are listening.
What if he's in here listening?
Well, I hope
This was a conversation we were having in person.
Jaden, Jaketon, I don't know. Maybe that's
Maybe
it.
he's the naked
I
guy.
might be.
Maybe
No.
he's the naked guy over there.
Are you saying that Boyley is the naked dude and there's a
And he can see. He says, I might be.
Boyley, we're on to you. I'm impressed by what you do, for the record. Good stuff. You're dialed in. You're tuned in. We're thinking the same way. Boyley.
We do have O-line talk coming,
Woof.
plenty of it. Nick's in studio today. It's always good to have him in here on a Tuesday. Man, so much Bears content for you. We had an awesome Monday show yesterday. Bears After Dark last night, which seemed like a really fun crew.
Oh, yeah. That was a good time.
Just went all in. It was we had the big baseball flavor. Cody was there, right?
Yep.
And then
Sean.
Sean and Herb.
Yeah.
Bragg sitting in the leading the charge.
Did a great job, by the way, too.
That's
so.
awesome.
Yeah, look out to the rest of you.
Braggs is a hero. Everybody knows it. Greg Bragg should be really be leading the country. I mean, honestly,
I don't know about that.
Brick by brick.
Although
brick by brick
you
up
know,
top. I mean, really,
brick by brick.
we could
That's his campaign slogan.
we could brick
Brick
by
by brick.
we could brick
Catchy.
brick by brick all the way to a better day. Braggs.
Bragg's 2022. Okay. Yeah. We can work on that. That seems like a graphic.
1,000% would have been better than the last guy, so I'm on board.
not what was on the rundown, but hey, Braggs for president. Let's go, buddy.
I'm in. Okay, let's jump into some of this Bears talk. We got plenty to talk about with the quarterback. It's Tuesday, so I got my grades done for you. We're going to talk about the O-line. So as it is during the season, even when the sky seems to be falling, there's plenty to talk about, which was why you guys are here on the CHGO Bears Podcast. So thank you so much for being here. Please hit that like button. If you're new, hit subscribe. We do the show every day of the week. We got pre- and post-game shows for you, too, along the way.
I'm going to start you at center there, Carm. Or Nicholas down there.
Nicholas has got me at center. I'm taking that as a compliment, but it might be because he wants me to get killed and be off the show. I'm not exactly sure which way we're going here, but
maybe it's 'cause
it's a 50-50, right?
You might think you're carb loading, eating all the donuts every day, and maybe that's...
Well, since you brought that up, I did finish the Giordano boneless chicken wings from Thursday night tonight, and they had like a nasty film underneath it that I just ate at about 10:30, and I didn't warm them up.
You
So
were
I
eating
don't,
them when I walked in here.
yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the show today. I was because that film there could be.
You're acting like a
could be it.
homeless person in
Yeah.
here. Like you can get food.
That no. Food should not go to waste. That came in. That it was still moderately fresh and decent.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Thank you,
I
Lawrence.
don't know. Chicken, let's see, Thursday to Tuesday.
It's less than a week. It's prime time.
He's watching the film of his boneless chicken
It
wings.
needed to be done.
Look, I'm saying this as somebody who tends to eat horribly during football season because I don't plan my meals well because I have so much going on, and it is 100% one of my weaknesses. I'm not eating chicken wings that have just been sitting in here for days.
Yeah, and I didn't wrap it up yesterday too either.
Oh,
There was a bad air swill in that. It was a bad job.
And not to mention, you also talked about Bragg's the baked beans from that was week one.
Because those were from like week one, and nobody would throw them out. I've
Good
got
job by you. That was a good job by you.
I mean, this is a full fraternity house, and I will not stand for it. I'm going.
It's not though. Michael Nash is 625er with the boneless wings.
There you go, Nash. Way to get up and get after it. Hey, listen, I had a good start to the day. I had my organic, bought at the farmer's market, 3 scrambled eggs like I normally do. Just a nice, healthy egg. And I had some fruit, and then I was hungry at 11. You walked in, I got hungry, and
Mubs also apparently is listening in through the phone somehow because he wants to know why we're not talking about how bad Alan Williams is as defense coordinator, especially with the Vikings in 2012, 2013. I already did a podcast this morning talking about that, and I don't even think it's been released yet.
In the phones, Adam. They're in the phones.
So how does he know that?
Mubs is in too. Mubs and what was his name? Boylan? Jim Boylan?
Jim Boylan.
It wasn't.
Jaden Boley.
Jaden Boley. Jaden, my bad. Yeah. What's up, Jaden?
Okay, let's talk about the quarterback.
Yeah, let's talk about
because I like how we all get fixated on one play every week. It's fun. Okay, but got the all 22 last night. Put it up. It's nice to have the context though of Matt Eberflus and Darnell Mooney talking about this. So this was the play, the 3rd and 10, that it's almost like we're forgetting. Justin Fields got a first down on it.
Yes.
With his legs.
Yep.
Okay. Unfortunately, it also appeared that he missed a wide open touchdown to Darnell Mooney going up the seam uncovered, which is, if we're being honest, like when Matt Eberflus says it's like a basic play, it is. Like, especially it gets a cover 2. Middle field open, guy going up the seam uncovered. You should probably hit that for a touchdown. Now, we learned yesterday, though, that Mooney was supposed to come across the formation. He wasn't technically supposed to go vertical. Couple things here we got to talk about. So we have the quote from Matt Eberflus in yesterday's press conference. It's a little bit longer than this, but the back end that I want to talk about is he says, Matt Eberflus said, Fields certainly had time and could have rode the pocket a little bit more, but he decided to take it because what we were telling him is to take the check down or run on that when they're in that defense. Let's talk about a couple things here. Let's talk about the first half of that. I like that Eberflus acknowledged that, okay, the route wasn't run perfectly. He said that is a very basic play. That's just vertical, a 4 vertical play. Mooney on that one is supposed to be bending across the formation. He's supposed to be bending across. He was not supposed to go vertical. I think that caught Fields off guard a little bit. But he certainly had time on that. And then there's the rest of the quote that I just read. A couple things are interesting here to me. One is I like that the head coach is like, wide receiver ran the wrong route. Don't care. He had time. Find him anyway.
Right. It's not going to be perfect.
Exactly. Because this is the NFL, and the amount of plays that you run perfectly within the course of a game where all 11 guys do their job perfectly, offense, defense, special teams, whatever the down is.
Minimal.
You might have 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like literally. Where everybody does everything perfectly. It just doesn't happen. There's going to be a breakdown. Your left guard's going to break down. Your wide receiver's going to run the wrong play. Your running back's going to miss his blocking protection. Like something's going to go wrong on every single play. And in your job as a quarterback to adapt to what's happening in front of you. So I like that Eberflus said that. Okay, let's first part. Hold him accountable for that. Be better. That being said, you can't then just follow it up with the other part. Which is he decided to take it because we were telling him to take the check down or run on that when they're in that defense. In other words, you were coaching him to not have his eyes downfield.
Right. And there were a lot of comments yesterday from the Flus that were Flus-worthy, if I will.
So, like, everything there, I'm sitting there, and I made it to the press conference yesterday, which was nice because it's been a couple Mondays. And I'm sitting there, I'm going, oh, this is good. He's holding them accountable. This is right. This is right. Oh, but we were coaching him to do the opposite. Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's hard to blame Justin if they're going to be that conservative with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, what they were trying to do, at least the way I hear it, was make it easier for him. Take the check down, go ahead and run, pick up yardage. Let's move this into positive territory. They're not coaching him to, hey man, look to hit the home run ball when it's there. Have your eyes down. Also, at the same time, he is a quarterback that lost 2 games in college, a quarterback that should be, if he was comfortable and was feeling himself, if you will, I think he looks up, sees Darnell Mooney running free, and is like, sweet, and zips it to him, and we have a party in the end zone if he's a comfortable quarterback. So I think he got a step more comfortable this week. Mm-hmm. Maybe 3 steps more comfortable considering where they were at 2 weeks ago, but he ain't there yet.
Yeah, and guys, I reached out to Dan Orlovsky this morning and asked about this play. Like, should he have thrown it?
Name drop.
I mean, just a
what
switch.
just happened?
But we need to rewind. Moreano comes in today. He's got his sweet shoes on. He kicked Flanagan's ass in ping pong.
Well, he's got different shoes on.
Different.
Yeah, he's got his ping pong shoes, and then here's his show shoes he's wearing.
Yeah.
Did you carry those in a shoebox?
Oh,
In the
yeah.
box. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the original box.
But they're not new.
He Mr.
No,
Rogers
they're not.
them.
You store them in the box. You take them out of your house in the morning with the box, put them in your car in the box. You show up to work in the box.
I mean, they still look new, don't
and then
they?
you take them out of the box.
You don't get this look without doing that
I
stuff.
guess so. I'm impressed.
Nick is our GQ, Brad Pitt, Clooney, whoever is hot right now with the youth
Harry
of America.
Styles. I'd say Harry Styles is probably there.
There we go. That look. I mean,
I like how you went Clooney, whoever's hot now.
well, right. I
Clooney was
felt
like 25 years ago when he
aged
was at that level.
I aged myself. It felt terrible. Then I'm like, I need to make this current. So I'm not sure who exactly the call is here. Harry Styles. There we go. Thank you, Lawrence. And then so after all that, then he drops like, I was texting with Orlovsky. I'm like, you're friends with Orlovsky? That's good, Nick.
I wouldn't say friends, but I reached out about the play, and I asked him, should Justin hit Darnell Mooney on it? And here's what he said. Should Bender? Yes, he should, but he doesn't bend. And then the one part you were just talking about, Adam, he doesn't like, I don't like take the chuck down or run. It almost seems like, yes, Justin Fields is executing what the coach are asking him to do, but it's almost like it's a little robotic. Like, okay, you're taking away he can improvise. That's where Justin Fields is at his best. And that last part, but we're telling him to take the check down or run, takes away the part of his game that it makes him special. So it's like, I think a conflict of interest within Justin Fields.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly what I want to talk about. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. I think that there is, and someone in the comments said it earlier, 0 instincts. He has 0 instincts. I'm worried they're coaching the instincts out of him. That they're turning him into a robot.
Which, by the way, would play into the U Stadium report that he wants out of here.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Stop bringing that up. Jesus Christ.
So listen. I thought that was a great
You can
job.
mention U Stadium, but don't mention what they said.
Not the report. Okay. Listen. To your point, if we're serious for a second here, ideally, you want him practicing, looking to do, executing, failing, whatever, at doing the things that will make him the best quarterback that he can possibly be. And that means trying to hit home runs from time to time. This would have been, 87-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle with the wind blowing out, touchdown, basically.
Yeah.
So
well, here's the thing. Like, I'm not even going to give you the kind of dumb rhetoric, which is like, would Patrick Mahomes have hit Darnell Mooney on that play? Of course he would have. Would Josh Fields,
Former White Sox?
the
Josh
White
Allen.
Sox.
Josh Fields wouldn't have even done it. I got the White Sox on my head today. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why Josh Fields is in my head, but Josh Allen
there now.
is where I was going with that. How about we just go with Jalen Hurts, who's somebody that's like,
Listen,
wasn't even considered a quarterback like even a year ago. Like, oh, he could just run. He's making plays for you. He's a fantasy quarterback, but he's not really a quarterback. Now he looks like he might be the league MVP. Like, Jalen Hurts, the point is, like, quarterbacks in today's NFL have to find a way to adapt. And in the moment, when things break down, make a play. But at the same time, I think it's fair to wonder, like, are they coaching that out of him? Let Fields play.
That's what I was saying on the After Dark show yesterday. It just seemed like there's too much of the coach. Like, obviously, we talked about the step being, you know, right foot up and all these things that he's going through right now. But is that taken away from the part that does make him unique, right? That ability to improvise, ability to, when the play breaks down, he can still make plays happen. And it just seemed like on that one, it obviously he gets 12 yards on it, which is great. But because Darnell Mooney runs the wrong route, it automatically maybe in his head said, let me run now. Because I don't see him in the exact spot that he's supposed to be. And like we were just saying, that's not going to be the case on every single play. It usually isn't. So there's this like dynamic they have to play, whether or not they're overcoaching, they're doing too much, and it's affecting how Justin Fields is playing with instincts.
Well, and I do think it is important at this point in time for all of us to remind ourselves that, look, they are 4 games into a new coaching staff. They are still learning each other. They are still learning their own responsibilities. This is the first time that Luke Getsy has ever been an offensive coordinator. This is the first time that Matt Eberflus has ever been a head coach. This is the 14th game for Justin Fields as a starter. I mean, so, you know, look, we got to have a little bit of they can do better and they can understand each other better. And maybe this was a really good teaching point for everybody.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Sorry, our former coach is killing it today in the chat.
Nagy's on fire?
He's just on fire.
What happened to the love for Eberflus and Getsy that we saw in the preseason? Hey, there's no at least from my standpoint, there's no Luke Getsy sucks, Matt Eberflus sucks going on over here. There's just
some of that on the Bears Twitter this week of questioning Getsy specifically.
Right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm not.
When they're not putting up
I'm
points,
not doing
yeah,
that.
This is the same stupid thing though that happens every time we just say like Justin Fields made a bad play. Like it's some giant referendum on the whole thing. Like no, it's okay to criticize what the coaching staff's doing right now. It's okay to question why Allen Williams' defense can't stop the run to save their life. Can't
rush
look.
the QB.
They don't even know where the ball is. It's like the ball is like there's a disappearing ball out there. Are they playing with the trick football? Follow the ball. All the ball's over there. Okay, what game is this we're playing? You know, it's okay to question those things without being like, everybody should be fired, start over.
The end of it, yeah.
Nobody's saying that.
Right, and we can't sit here. We have this thing. We do a show every day, so we can't wait until midway through the season and then give a fair balance. This is what's happened midway through. A, I'm in on the coaching staff. B, I'm in on the quarterback or not. You know, all that stuff. We got it. Live in the moment, baby. Let's be present. Let's see what's going on. And that play's getting such a huge amount of focus. To me, that's kind of interesting too.
Well,
it's one damn play. Like it's just almost like, oh, that's the one time they could have gotten a touchdown that he blew it. I mean, that's not exactly a great thing either.
Well, I think the part of the problem, well, sure, but this was a thing even when Mitch Trubisky was here. It was like, how many home runs did they miss?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
2019, yep.
You got to stop missing the big plays that are out there.
So I wasn't going to...
And if there are not going to be many of them, you have to hit them. This team is not good enough to not hit those.
Right. Very small margin for error on the 2022 Chicago Bears, which is why the 2022 Chicago Bears should be, at least from a coaching standpoint, you're playing with house money. There is no expectation on you. You're not getting fired. You've been here for 1 year, or a quarter of a year. Coach, your entire focus should be how do I squeeze out this? It's how do I get this team to the mountaintop? That's got to be. They've got to plant that flag out there and orient to it daily, and more importantly, incrementally in games. That's how they should be thinking. What's the best thing that we can do on this play that helps us get to the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl and ending 1985? I mean, really.
Yeah.
And that's not that easy to do. They want to win games. They have been there. You hired a coach at Matt Eberflus who is a coach. He is a grind. And he is going to there. This is not, some dude who's going to be thinking sexy, out of the box, Zen like Joe Madden, Phil Jackson, whoever you want to name. That's this is a straight down the middle dude. That's who the Flus is. I mean, and which is fine, but hopefully he will, have the big picture in mind a lot. And I think it becomes easier this year if and when they, and maybe hopefully they'll hang around. But if and when they fall out of playoff contention, then you really don't that your philosophy can change, because you can't be like, you can't just do everything for the quarterback right now and screw the rest of the team. They'll hate him.
Yeah,
you can't do
that.
No, right. But I'm not saying it's easy. It's a tough balance, but I think so far they've kind of failed the quarterback a little bit in my mind.
Okay.
So do better. Hey, this football season, PointsBet is bringing you a better way to bet live on games, which means before this ad is over, you can place a live same-game parlay, bet on the next drive to be a touchdown, cash out your live second-half over bet. With PointsBet, you have access to more live football markets than ever before. Build the perfect live same-game parlay by combining your favorite bets anytime during the game, including spreads, totals, player props, and more. Choose the outcome of the next drive and next points with PointsBet Lightning Bets. So whether you are on the move or on the couch, do it live on PointsBet. Download the PointsBet app today. Sign up with code CHGO to get your first 2 bets risk-free up to $2,000. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services.
Guys, I have to tell everybody about Athletic Greens. With 1 scoop of your AG1s, you are absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day off right. This mixture of ingredients helps your immune system, gives you energy, and improves your focus, and that's why I take my Athletic Greens, and you should too. What's awesome about AG1s is that it costs less than a cup of coffee a day. Also, it helps support better sleep quality and recovery, which we all definitely need. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just 1 scoop and a cup of water every day. Really simple. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. And here's the most important part. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. And all you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO Bears. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/CHGO Bears to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutrition insurance.
And team, become a member with CHGO. Go to allchgo.com. I'm looking at our articles right now. It's just really such a great start to your day, middle of your day break, end of the day. Let's get caught up on everything that's going on. Will Gottlieb's got his power rankings, every starting point guard option for the Chicago Bulls. We've got Vinny was out at White Sox yesterday, what we learned about the Sox manager search. And then I got my guy Nick here crushing it in his how the Bears defense lost sight of the Giants in the 2012 loss. Outside of everything else that we do here, Hoge dominating. Look at you, you stud. And then, of course, Carm's grades are just straight up amazing. Plus, our tailgates advertised down there and all the audio. It's everything you need. So become a member and a supporter. And we'd love to see you. Absolutely love to see you. Our next tailgate, Bears, Dolphins, Sunday, November 6th. We'll be there at 8 a.m. Braggs will be there at 4 a.m. hopefully setting up. He was late last time. It was very disappointing. But it was a great time. We had 200+ of you out there last time. Hopefully we'll have even more on the 6th. Yeah, love to see you there then, and right at the corner of Roosevelt and Michigan. Going to be a great time.
Can't wait. Hey, something I just realized, just to share, Jaquan Brisker is still 14-1 to win Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
Jaquan Brisker was not good on Sunday.
That's the 6th highest, by the way. Devin Lloyd, Aiden Hutchinson, Trevon Walker, Kayvon Thibodeau, George Karlaftis, and then Jaquan Brisker.
All right. Hey, just talent's there. You know what?
He's going to have to start getting picks, though, if he wants to.
Yeah, force some
and
turnovers.
Hits. Yep. Start cracking some people.
Before we move on, I thought we should hit the super chat because it was kind of about everything that we were talking about with Fields here. From Kelly Jordan. Thank you, Kelly. Here you go. If this is a development year, why after every mistake there's no one in his ear or receiver standing around him letting him know what they have seen on certain plays? I don't see him looking at the iPad.
Kelly, I hear you, but like if you go back and watch some of the videos that the Bears have on their website, like there's a lot there in that moment that we get to see. We haven't seen a ton of conversation, but
There's not a camera on him the whole game. Like,
right. He's getting coached.
Yeah, he's getting coached fine.
He's looking at the iPad too. Like I've seen him with the binoculars. You see Justin Fields looking at the film there.
Did you use those binoculars last week to look at Jupiter and its moons? That was kind of a thing.
Oh, I saw Jupiter. Yeah,
Midweek. Yeah.
No, I did not.
my son really likes that stuff. He was
Missed that opportunity.
You saw Jupiter?
yeah.
Yeah, there's a giant planet right in the sky, but you could see its moons with a binoculars last week. It was the closest it's ever been. Yada yada. CHGO Astronomy is next week. Okay.
No, that happened last Tuesday. I was here. We were talking about what planet we're on, the Earth, and
I have an app on my phone. It shows you all the stars and planets and stuff. My son's really good at finding the International Space Station, even without the app. He could just look up in the sky and see when it goes across. It's like freaky how good he is at it.
I mean, I love that James is into it. I got to up my curiosity level apparently because like that dot out there is Jupiter. I don't know what that's supposed to do for me. There's something I'm personally missing that's maybe like, oh yeah, like you don't get to like see the houses on Jupiter. You don't get to see the workout places
because they're not there.
No.
That's why it's cool.
No aliens.
Well, there might be aliens.
There's got to be some. There's life form on Jupiter, isn't there? There water somewhere in Jupiter. Oh, never mind. Continue on, please. Can we get to your grades?
Yes, we can.
Jupiter life forms.
Oh boy, here we go.
The planet is a gas giant composed mainly of hydrogen and helium. There is virtually no water to support known life forms. The planet does not have a solid surface for life to develop
Clark,
anywhere.
We all went to 4th grade science class.
Do you think?
How do you not know these things?
You don't remember that. There's no way you remember that.
I do because I just read my
breakdown
8-year-old a book about Jupiter. Like,
okay, so
week.
thank you. You did it last week. I don't.
Yeah.
I have not read a book to an 8-year-old recently. What? Anybody?
Kokomet looks up into the sky to see if he can find the answer. Jesus.
Doug says houses on Jupiter get Carm a few 8:45er days. He needs sleep. Good.
You want to break down Mercury and their hydrogen composition?
Not really. I want to do my grades.
These grades.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Doug, me and you on Jupiter. You could be my neighbor, buddy.
Mercury too, I think, is fully gas.
Sure. Now interested in Mercury.
I'm pretty sure it is. All right. Did Carm genuinely just Google, is there aliens? Yes. Maybe. All right, let's start with the blue chip tier as we go through the grades. It might surprise you that there's 4 of these players, but you'll see as we go through why.
I mean, it surprised me the last guy was a Bear.
We could have done Bear or not a Bear, Josh Blackwell. Eddie Jackson, another good game. Eddie Jackson's having a great season, guys.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that Eddie Jackson has had the best year of any Chicago Bear?
Well, I could check my grades and tell you that.
I don't do the grades like Adam, but I would say he's probably number 1, number 2. Like, he's making turnovers. It's happening.
Dude is just straight consistent right now. The attitude is amazing. The leadership you see on display is just Eddie Jackson's been awesome.
There were plays in that Giants game where he's like one-on-one with Saquon Barkley, and that's not an easy task for any defender.
Right.
And he's taking him out.
Form tackle too.
Yep.
And now yes, his tackling hasn't been perfect. I don't want to oversell everything that's going on with Eddie, but he's really had it's been impressive.
I have Eddie Jackson 2nd overall, number 1 defensive player though,
Roquan,
with a pretty good gap between him and actually Justin Jones is next.
Oh.
Then Jalen Johnson. Khalil Herbert's actually number 1. I think that's probably a little skewed right now. That's one of those where I look at it and like, it'll probably, a lot of these things flatten out as the season goes along.
Yeah.
The grades tend to be higher and then everything evens out a little bit. So I think you can make a strong argument that Eddie Jackson has been the best overall Bear.
If he has,
he's played more than Khalil Herbert overall.
Yep.
He's on the field every snap, every defensive snap. So I think that's a pretty good argument to make and is a very interesting development at the same time. All right, the other blue chip guys, though, from this game against the Giants.
There we are.
Darnell Mooney played well. Limited opportunities, but he did grade out well. Khalil Herbert's up there again. Josh Blackwell, though, dude, he was a stud on special teams. First of all, he gets not only the forced fumble, but recovered. He was also down there multiple times. Like these special teamers get positive grades from their coaches for just forcing fair catches.
Oh, yeah.
You get down there and force a fair catch. That's a positive play for you, and Josh Blackwell was doing that. So you may have never heard of him. I'm not sure I had heard of him before Sunday. That's a joke, but maybe 3 weeks ago. Sure, yeah. Good game for him.
I have not talked to Josh Blackwell, but his
Really? What a slack! You are slacking.
well, I have
Thought
noted
you and him would be boys by now.
The reason why I bring it up is it's a slight slack because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the locker room, he seems like a fun guy. Like he's always he's hanging out with Eddie. He's having some conversations. He looks like he's would like a media person to come up and chat him up. And I just
This is the week.
I just have not had what I would be talking to Josh Blackwell about. But this is the week.
This is the week.
I'm going Thursday, Dan.
Now's your time. Played at Duke.
So there you go, Dookie.
Signed with the Eagles. Undrafted free agent.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So he knows about beating Northwestern. Then if he played at Duke.
Ouch. Over and over and over again.
Yep.
Can't figure those Blue Devils out.
Can't do it. All right. Next tier, got our long-term starters. This is where you start to realize that there was a gap from the players who were playing really, really well on Sunday and then kind of everybody else. Got to give love to the Money Badger. The Money Badger, I think they should retire number 10. I think that we had a serious conversation. Not really serious, but
Conversation.
Pre-show, did Michael Badgley do more for the number 10 in Chicago than Mitch Trubisky?
Anybody that went out there and got a 10, like how about the guy that came to our first tailgate who had Trubisky taking off? He should put Badgley on.
Yeah, I think he should.
That's. I mean, if you have the jersey with no name on it, you might as well put Badgley on there. Life of the kicker, though. Badgley he's going to have a trial with the Chiefs. He's on a plane. He's headed to Kansas City. They're like, yeah, no, sorry, no, you're not going to do it. We're going another direction. Then Cairo Santos has personal issues. He knows the Flu's 12 games in Indy. Flu brings him in, wins the job, beats out 2 other kickers. Nails 4 field goals. See you later. Might never play again in the NFL.
There was
Nice payday.
There was something very. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Maybe you guys can help me. But okay, the Bears lose. This guy scores all of their points.
You saying they should cut the quarterback and keep him?
Flus goes out of his way to praise Ryan Poles for finding the guy on short notice. In his presser yesterday, Ryan Poles did such a good job. Like,
You found him.
in, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And there's that angle of it. It was like they picked a kicker that the coach knew. Okay? And then
Connect the dots, yeah.
they're like, I think it was Pat Philly who asked Eberflus, hey, how do you feel about keeping the kicker on your practice squad? Because they could have kept him on the practice squad.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I'm not against that. 2 hours later, they officially cut him. And then Ryan Poles, they're putting out statements on the Bears' Twitter thanking the agent.
I mean, I'm assuming they want Badgley to get it, be free to get another gig. Although that could have happened off the practice squad too. So I'm not
they could
exactly
sign him
sure.
off the
Yeah.
practice
So
squad.
so they're not. So right. Actually, I take that back.
It just seemed like a lot of
Publicity or like recognition.
Is glad handling the right word over like random guy who.
Too much effusive praise. that
Also,
what-
you lost the
praise? Yeah,
game
there
and
you
you couldn't score a touchdown.
Well, I was going another direction with it. If this was a year ago at this time, right, and Cairo Santos hadn't won over and made the double doink way in the background.
There it is, Neptune. Our team is so weird. I guess that's the point I'm getting at.
Thank you, Neptune. By the way, it's perfect that you're in the conversation today with Mercury and Jupiter. Thank you,
Quality
brother.
planet.
All the
But
planets.
like last year at this time, Santos has made his 4 field goals, but he's missed 2 extra points. If this was this time last year, there would be a legit controversy that they should keep Badgley and cut Santos.
They win.
maybe if they won the
Santos-
game, maybe
Santos
it's like a
has been
little,
great.
but yeah, Santos.
4
fine
games
last-
in? Last year, we did not know the Cairo Santos tour was going to be
I think
Cairo.
you're thinking it 2 years ago. They had already signed Santos to an extension.
Okay, fine. Whenever.
2 years ago.
Okay.
In 2020.
It's all a blur.
Sure. That's when they found. That's when they found Santos.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah.
Before he became Cairo God early in the season, Badgley could have been the man.
Yeah. By the way, Trent Gill was also on that list of long-term starters, and who was the third one?
Justin Jones.
By the way, Justin Jones has been playing well. So that's another thing I wanted to bring up because, we had Corey in here yesterday, Corey Wooten, he's talking about, they're not getting penetration on the D-line, and they're really not. This is another thing where, Justin Jones playing well, everybody else not on that D-line. And so maybe that's a good – we'll just go to the bottom tier then, guys, and this is a long list. Long list this week of players who struggle. Not surprised, Velus Jones Jr. making a critical error. He ends up there. Joe Thomas not getting off blocks enough for me. Mike Pennell Jr. getting blocked 8 yards downfield, pancaked, bam, no push. Armon Watts, great week 1. Really nothing since.
This is his week, though. He is going back to Minnesota to kick their ass. Let's go, Armon. You had it circled on your calendar. You're fired up. I'm fired up for you, Armon. Let's go.
Kyler Gordon continuing to struggle. Dante Pettis not catching the ball. He absolutely has to catch. I thought Nicholas Morrow didn't play well. Not getting off blocks, not making plays, missed tackle. Obviously, Sam Mustipher, which we're going to get tomorrow. Line talk here coming up. That's not a surprise. That's just too long of a list. The bottom tier, just so people understand, when you grade out there, that is where the bottom tier is replacement level players, below replacement level players. When you grade out there consistently over even half a season, someone else should be coming in and taking your job. So for 1 week, it happens. You had a bad game. But when it starts to be, oh no, we have a large sample size over the course of a season, this is a problem.
Guys, when do we hit the panic button on a Kyler Gordon? If Eddie Jackson doesn't get that interception, he's burnt again. Yeah, he's trailing, and could be a pass interference call.
That's a good point.
He is a guy that, man, when they're targeting him, and yes, you should. He's a rookie, but you saw him get penalized in that game, and if Eddie Jackson doesn't cover the ground that he does from center field and makes that interception, that's most likely a completion too. Kyler Gordon he's struggling, and 4 games into his rookie season, but I think. You got to have that discussion somewhere. I know Eberflus has talked to him, but he just isn't playing well.
You know what Kyler Gordon looks like right now? He looks like a freshman cornerback at Northwestern who was forced to play and is guarding every receiver from Michigan and or Ohio State. That's really what he looks like. He's not in the picture, and he's got his head's turned. He's trying to get back and somehow make a play. It's been rough. But to what you're asking, Nick, I don't think we can freak out on Kyler Gordon for another 10 games. I basically would give him the whole season.
No, but it will be interesting. I hate being this guy, but we'll keep track over the years. But passing on George Pickens, passing on Christian Watson, who's not looking great in Green Bay right now, but I know they still like his talent, what he looks like, other than when he's still got to catch the ball more, or not finding a guy like Romeo Doubs later in the draft. That decision to go defense was bold.
It was.
It was best player available, which I respect, but I'm not panicking over it. I'm just saying we will continue to monitor that over the years here.
That also that decision, defense, which I supported because Gordon's the number 2 cornerback. You don't want to take the 10th wide receiver. I get the philosophy. It makes sense to me. But you can't do that and get it wrong. I mean, that's a bad look if that's how it turns out. Hopefully it will not turn out that way. I mean, rewind 4 weeks ago, people were in love with Kyler Gordon and what he was going to be.
Yep, sure.
The Bears, were in love. So let's just hope that that's how this thing goes, and it's not easy playing cornerback as a
Justin
rookie.
Jefferson this week, you guys. So
he's been up and down though this year. We can name that if we're looking for signs of Jefferson hope. Hoge's got a look of just complete death on his face right now.
Up and down because he's they're covering him like crazy, and
you don't have Jalen Johnson.
He popped off like crazy the other day in London.
He had a huge game last week. Yep.
It's a pick your poison situation there because Adam Thielen's still a guy that you have to account for.
Well-
and I got news for you. With Kirk Cousins, those boots are not going to be Daniel Jones picking up
No.
10 yards or whatever. It's going to be bomb to Justin Jefferson.
Pick your poison.
Yeah. So
He had 10 catches for 147 last week. Before that, the prior 2 weeks.
down year.
9 for 62. Right. Well, right. For us, 9 for 62 in 2 weeks would be like,
Your number one wide receiver.
Put him in the Hall of Fame. By the way, Allen Robinson in L.A. right now.
I don't
There's
get what
no
happened.
connection
I don't
with
get what
him and
happened.
Stafford.
Allen Robinson got paid and something. That's what it seems like to me. I don't understand.
But even last year, he hadn't gotten paid.
Well, he had, though. People act like he didn't get paid. What did he make last year?
Oh, yeah, with the franchise tag, I guess.
I
But
mean,
he
he-
was still playing for a contract.
Sure, but
The Rams, though, they are just.
Does he look skinnier? I was looking at him last night. I feel like Allen Robinson looks skinnier.
maybe it's a physical thing. I don't know.
Because I remember looking at him, I was like, who's number one? I thought that was Allen Robinson.
He always wears the long sleeves, too. I can never.
I'm like, oh, it is Allen Robinson. He looked different to me. I don't know why.
Just not making plays.
I mean, in fantasy, if you're riding the Allen Robinson train, you're probably giving up on the Allen Robinson train at
You're
this
off
point,
that
right?
train.
You are
You're off.
you are sold.
I mean, Mooney's available in my league and has been sitting there for 3 weeks.
Well, you're not. That actually would be.
And I have no reason to pick him up myself.
If you need a receiver right now, and Mooney's in your league,
I have him on mine.
I slightly like the trend.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
They
come
threw
on.
the ball 11 completions.
They're gonna have to throw it a lot more this week.
2 of those were in garbage time at the end. He really only had 9 completions the entire game.
That's right. True. And they also dropped back 34 of the 60 plays and somehow only threw it 11 times.
Well, no, they threw it more. I'm just saying how many completions.
I mean, but
but
they
the
dropped.
ball has to be completed for wide receiver to get fantasy point.
I understand, and I'm saying that I don't know. I'd have to look at the list of who's available in that league, but I would like to think, in my optimistic calm world right now, that Darnell Mooney is about to get back to looking a whole lot more like Darnell Mooney, and we saw a little bit of a glimpse last week. That's all.
Which
I'm
was
saying.
already like a borderline flex player.
I understand.
Like,
I'm not saying to make some big trade so he's going to be your number one wide receiver. I'm just saying fill out your roster. Can I get Darnell Mooney on a roster? That's all. That's what I'm fighting for right now.
Yeah. All right.
He's on Nick's roster. Damn it! Look, something.
I won last week. It helped with Mooney.
I did too because I traded for Josh Fields.
Oh.
That time I did it on purpose. I did trade for Josh Allen though. All right. For those wondering, Justin Fields didn't end up in any of those tiers. He was a low end starter this week, which is good. It was a step in the right direction. It was his best game, slightly edging out the 49ers game. So, as we've talked about,
Positive trend.
step in the right direction.
Along those lines, Saturn's environment is not conducive to life as we know it.
We know this. No other planet is conducive to life as we know it.
There's some planet
In this solar system.
in this solar system.
Yeah.
What about in the universe?
Oh, yeah. There's definitely another.
Isn't there a black hole somewhere out there where there's a great Bears quarterback just waiting to be discovered?
There is a version of the Chicago Bears on some other planet somewhere where they have won 7 Super Bowls and have never had a bad quarterback in the
out.
franchise's history.
He's out there, man.
Yes.
There's a planet called Kepler-442b. Potentially, we can live on there. I didn't read the whole entire article. We're not going to go through it, but there is potentially something.
Told you.
Saturn's moon Titan may harbor simple life forms. You didn't know that, Hoge.
We got
Wait,
any
say
ads?
that
Do
again?
we have any ads to read?
Saturn's moon Titan may harbor simple life forms. That's almost like football-esque. July 27, 2017 from theconversation.com.
I just want the Bears offensive line to harbor.
We need a harboring. Do we cover that, or is that?
No,
is
we
that
still
not-
need to do that part
Okay,
of the
that's-
show. But first, I think you should tell us about game time. Tell us what tickets cost on that for life forms on Saturn.
Life forms on Saturn. They should download the Game Time app and get involved. As I am opening up my Game Time app right now to get you your prices. Anybody? Wow. How about a 7th row Bulls ticket tonight with the Pelicans in town for a little preseason bucket. 7th row, lower level, $65.
That's not bad.
Not a bad do right there.
Yeah.
See Zion and company coming in. Let's go.
Are they paying? Would they pay me to go to the White Sox game? Because
You want to go to Sox Twins tonight? I'll look it up.
Does the app work like that, where they'll actually pay me instead of me paying them?
Well, this is what I got for you for White Sox Twins. You could do the old get in for $6 anywhere you want in the upper deck, basically. And since Hoge likes to, you like to go big.
Tell me what club level we got. We got a $7 club level. Do I see right there?
I could put you $10 for down the line tonight.
There we go.
Wow.
What section is that?
That would be
338, row 5, $7 each.
There you go.
That's a deal. You could still have. You got a little club level. You got the heat because it's been getting cool at night. Today's a lot nicer of a day.
Yeah.
I wore shorts again.
The Game Time app is just, bottom line, the absolute way in which you should be living your life for your ticket, going to concerts, games, any event situation. Right here, download that Game Time app. Hottest new ticketing site. Also, if you're a fan of us, CHGO. Best way to support us, buying your tickets through the link in the description. Get yourself a great price. Support CHGO. Go see a game. Live the dream. I'll get you tickets tomorrow when we talk about this. Actually, I'm not here tomorrow. But I wonder what it costs. I'll look right now, actually. Little Vikings. Bears, Vikings. Anybody making the trip up there?
Nick is.
I'll be there. Be there Saturday.
So $70 to get in. That's with fees. I always give you the prices that I give you when I'm doing this read is always with fees. $70 to get in, which is not
That's good.
Not bad.
That's a good deal.
So there you go.
All right, let's talk about the offensive line. Although you still got to tell us about FOCO, actually.
Yes, so you can use the Game Time app, get to the game, and then you got to go to FOCO to get all your gear, right? Chicago, you've already got the best coverage for your favorite team, so get fitted out in the best sports gear around. FOCO's got you covered from Soldier Field to the front room, north or south side with hoodies, slippers, signs, bobbleheads, and everything in between. Get decked out like tomorrow with apparel from the leader in sports merch and collectibles, FOCO. Looking for the perfect gift for the football fan in your life? FOCO's got you covered with hoodies to fight that Lake Michigan breeze. Check out FOCO.com or click the link in the description below for all non-presale items. Use the promo code CHGO for 10% off.
All right, offensive line. The news is Cody Whitehair is going to miss some time with that knee injury. How much time, we don't know. Matt Eberflus said he will be back this season, but this is a guy who never misses games. He has been an Iron Man for the Bears, and it's unfortunate because I actually have him graded as one of my better players on the entire team. He's been playing pretty well, and this is a loss for the offensive line, and I don't think it's a coincidence that after he got hurt, it was rough in that game. So this is a significant story, and I thought it was interesting, at least noteworthy. The antenna, little conspiracy antenna went off in my brain when, in announcing that Cody Whitehair was going to miss some time, Matt Eberflus also said, quote, "We're not sure exactly what the time frame is right now, but going forward, we'll view it with that same lineup we had going forward. So we'll see where that goes."
Hoge's got a problem with this.
No, I don't have a problem at all.
A little bit.
No, I don't have a problem. I'm calling him out. I think he's trying to mislead the Minnesota Vikings.
You do think now we're going mislead.
Yes.
No lineup switch.
This guy won't tell us, who sneezes on a Wednesday until the injury report comes out.
Yeah, I don't know about that yet, but we'll tell you tomorrow.
He did it on a Monday, guys.
Even
early in the week.
He even wouldn't say, is Lucas Patrick snapping? Nah.
You have to see it practice.
You have to see it practice. Then they don't show us a practice.
Okay.
So my point is, for him to just offer up in his opening statement, by the way, without a question being asked, going forward, we'll view it with that same lineup we had going forward, essentially telling the Minnesota Vikings, Braxton Jones, left tackle, Lucas Patrick, left guard, Sam Mustipher, center, Tevin Jenkins, right guard, Larry Borum, right tackle.
So you think
I'm wondering if they're going to actually make some changes this week.
You think the Flus is playing a little flusy game?
Doesn't he totally seem like the coach that would do that?
all about competitive advantage, right?
Yeah.
That's Flus's game. But looking how the offensive line played, you can't feel good with that lineup going in there.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm also coming from that perspective too, which is like, wait a minute.
Yeah, if this is like you're going in exactly the way that you left the Giants game, you're going to have Justin Fields still running for his life, which, again, that affected a lot of what the Bears couldn't do against the Giants. So I think there's something to it, Adam.
Yeah, I'm not predicting anything. I just found that interesting, different than what he normally does. Oh, by the way, this sure seems like a lineup that needs to be shaken up a little bit. So let's go back to that question we started with the show with. From who was that again now?
What does
Jim
lose?
Boylan?
Oh, okay.
Jaden Boley.
Jaden Boyley.
Yeah.
What's up, Jaden?
And his point was something I brought up in our pre-show hangout over here, which is, well, my point really was, what if Lucas Patrick, who, by the way, has been struggling at guard, is just a center, is better off at center? Like, take Sam Mustipher out of it for a second. I know everyone wants to beat up on Sam Mustipher, but my point is just like, to me, Lucas Patrick hasn't been playing as well. Especially, I thought when he moved to left guard, he looked a little uncomfortable compared to when he was playing at right guard, and that stuff happens, and maybe he needs a week to adjust to play better. But what if he's just better at center?
So your perfect offensive line. We got Lucas Patrick dominating at center.
I'm not saying he's dominating. I'm just
surviving. I'm
wondering if the combination of Michael Schofield and or Ja'Tyre Carter, there's another rookie you're throwing out there. Things are getting dicey then.
At left guard, yep.
At left guard.
Right.
Is still better because you might be upgrading your center position and getting Lucas Patrick to be playing the football you thought he'd be playing for you. Is that worth it then?
I think they have to explore it.
By the way, Tevin Jenkins has been easily my highest grade offensive lineman all season.
Mm-hmm.
So why it took an injury to actually play him more, I don't understand.
So we go Borum, Jenkins, Patrick, Carter, Schofield. Let's throw Riley Reef in there for shits and giggles if we can for a second at left guard, and we leave Braxton Jones out at left.
Would you put it at left guard?
Reef.
Oh, I don't even know if he can do that, but
I mean,
he is still around.
If you
He's
can,
still
if
there.
you can play outside, you can play in. Basically, it's a stretch and a half, but you do not have an ideal dude to step in there at left guard if you make this.
Signed Michael Schofield for depth purposes.
Okay.
Like, now you have an injury to your left guard.
This is it. This is what you brought him in here for, right? Like,
I mean,
essentially.
heck, I don't even think Sam Mustipher is a guard, but I wonder if the combination might be better if he was at guard and Patrick was at center. That's what I'm just looking for the upgrade at one of those spots.
Well, and everyone says that.
By the way, I'm sorry to cut you off, but there were multiple times in that game, too, where they did not have, and a lot of times that's on the quarterback, but the center's involved, where they did not have the protection set up right.
No,
and you had a free runner. So could that potentially get better, too, by having a veteran like Lucas Patrick in there at center?
Just having the protection, schemes down. Because like you said, Adam, there was a lot of breakdowns in that game with Mustipher, and just feels acknowledged he could have done better at that. But like you said, you brought in Lucas Patrick to do this job. If this is the opportunity to do it, like if it works out this week, I think you need to explore it. You need to see how it actually looks.
The Alex Leatherwood is an interesting name that we did not bring up and popped into the chat.
But he's
Someone
out
called
with
him
mono.
plastic wood.
Right.
Yeah, plastic. That's a
But-
Herb
but-
Lawrence comment for sure. We don't know what his status is right now, though. He's out with mono.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe I'm just jumping ahead then, because look, it was interesting the way Flus said it with Whitehair, right? He said that we're going to miss him for a little bit of time. What is a little bit of time?
Well,
Ruled out IR.
He didn't rule out IR. He said we'll find out Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Little bit of time. It was great news that he's not out for the rest of the season. That's good.
Well, we already know his system. Day to day is a month. So a little bit of time.
It's
Who
2 months?
was the coach we had to do that? Was it Quinville? Was it Joel Quinville who would do this too? Like, you had to translate. He had different phrases for this guy's he's gonna be out a little bit. That meant he was out for 2 months.
That's what this feels like.
Yeah.
Like this feels like a 6 to 8 week.
Day to day, you're missing for a month. Bayless Jones Jr. Day to day.
Yep, that's him.
Miss a little bit of time. That's got to be at least a month, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what he said for Tavon Young, and he ended up being on IR.
Right, out for the year.
Yeah, out for the year.
He's week to week. That means out for the year.
Yeah, week to week is out for the year.
If you're guessing, let's just make a guess that's not worthy of anything. But if you're guessing, do you think they announce that he's on IR tomorrow? Because that's what I think is going to happen.
I have a feeling he goes on IR because that's a minimum 4 games. That seems about right. Yeah.
Well, this makes the week of the offensive line a lot more interesting for me, just to see if Hoge's going to be right. He said this, but he was playing Flus games.
Well, let me just put it on record. What I would do this week is put Lucas Patrick at center. He's got to be able to snap right now.
If he could play a game at guard, why can't you?
He doesn't have the thing on his hand anymore.
I just don't
right?
get. Yeah, he doesn't have that. So he should be able to snap.
I would put him at center. I would keep riding Tevin Jenkins at right guard. Take advantage of the fact that he's been your best
Offensive lineman.
I'd give Larry Borum a little bit more time, but he certainly can be better too. I'm not ready to put Riley Reif in there for him yet, but that's got to be monitored. And then at left guard, I will defer to them to know at this point who's their best option, whether that's Michael Schofield or Ja'Tyre Carter, or Sam Mustipher, heck. Mm-hmm. But I make that move this week with Lucas Patrick going back to center. I think they have to. I think it will help Justin Fields too.
Well, that's what I get excited about with that move, because you had those two together early in the season, early in training camp. Not in the season, but in training camp.
Yeah,
they were
OTAs and then training camp,
and
right, for a day, I think.
Right, and you paraded them both up there to a press conference together. Patrick's got his back. That all that was going on. There was something that they liked about that pairing. So,
see it.
Considering where they're at, let's see it. Let's go. I mean, that's what you wanted to do, and now it's kind of screaming at you to do it. So let's go. You can do it, Flus. You got this.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, any other final thoughts before we get out of here today?
I have
A couple things. I got a couple things.
Oh yeah, we got some super chats.
Well, we have a good question here from Mubs. He said, "When's N'Keal Harry come out? Any word on that? That's a big guy that will help Mooney out. Do we know anything? Is that a Wednesday comment?
Yeah, that's more of a Wednesday answer.
Okay.
He's eligible to practice.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually eligible to come off IR now.
Yep.
Because 4 games have gone by, but we haven't. Typically, you need some practice time, and we have not seen him.
Saw him once in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like obviously we know he's a big wide receiver, but yeah, they can use a guy with that physical attribute.
But I would also just be careful, because here's a guy who's still trying to learn the system, new offense. He's had the mental reps, I guess you can argue, while he's been out, but he really didn't get that much practice time in before he got hurt.
You see, Darnell Mooney's even messing up on plays right now too, so it's like, yeah, there's still an uphill.
Did you
battle for
hear?
him.
Well, you know this. But Mooney's explanation for running that route wrong was they had the exact same concept last year with the same name. Well, but last year that route does go vertical and it has the same name. But this year, because it's same name and it's supposed to bend, that's why he ran the wrong route. He went vertical because that's how it used to be.
Nagy's offense.
That's not
Causing problems.
That's not great that happened. And he also said that was interesting. I couldn't really hear what the play call was in the huddle. So now I'm wondering, is Justin Fields got to be louder in the huddle?
Well, they're on the road.
They ain't playing in a dome.
Did you see on the Manning cast last night? Peyton Manning was explaining the wristbands.
Oh yeah,
because they're numbered and then the plays are tied to the number, so that way from the sideline they can just say the number and then you read it out. He read out a play that was like 25 words, and he did it in 5 seconds. And when I slow it down and listen back to it, I could pick out, actually put the play together, mostly of most of the concepts, and the one's the offensive line protection, right? One's the check, everything's in there. But the fact he said that many words so quickly, if I was a player in that huddle, I would just look at him and be like, what?
Right.
Just got to hear your cue, whatever it is in that play call design.
It's insane how wordy these NFL plays are.
they're like, they should be working for NASA. They should be, I mean, they're doctors.
You are
whatever.
just all about space today.
I just don't. It amazes me how much information they have to process. And like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do this on that plane. He was supposed to go there. Like, how do you keep that all compartmentalized in your head to know? It's a high level skill set. My favorite thing from last night though was the dude that ran out there with the pink smoke coming out of his butt and then got smoked by Bobby Wagner. That was amazing.
Fantastic hit.
It was coming out of his butt.
Wasn't it? Where was it?
I don't know. I just thought it was trailing him. I didn't realize
It was just in his hands.
Yeah, I thought he was holding it, but I liked Kurt Warner on the radio broadcast said it was a gender reveal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Bobby
yeah.
Wagner wasn't having any of
Bobby
any of
Wagner
it.
just took him down.
No, but that was great. The fact that Peyton was like, I get that they can't show this on the regular broadcast, but come on, we're the B team. And then they showed it. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's
'cause
amazing.
they probably
That's
got-
perfect.
I think that's their own production. They can do whatever they want,
Yeah.
so good for them. All right, Daniel Trump, $10 super chat, says the Rams are defending Super Bowl champions. The 49ers beat the Rams. The Bears beat the 49ers. Therefore, the Bears are the best team in the league.
Great job, Daniel.
That's a good way. We should end this show with my rant coming into this room today because that had to do with that. Okay, so the 49ers beat the Rams again. And
Yep.
if
Oh,
you were
here we go,
watching
yeah.
that game last night, they kept saying, this is the 49ers' 7th straight win over the Rams. No, it's not. They lost the NFC Championship game last year to the Rams. And this is a problem in sports,
Problem.
specifically statisticians or record keepers or whoever the hell you are. Anytime the same thing happens with Aaron Rodgers' record against the Bears. And then people will be like, whatever the record is now. Is he 26-5, I think? Aaron Rodgers
somewhere around there.
26-5 against the Bears. 27 if you count the playoff win. Yeah, I count the playoff win. It should count as 2. It matters more. Why were we not counting playoff games? You have not beaten a team 7 times in a row if they beat you in the playoffs.
Most recently.
I just love that you get fired up like this over
It's just dumb.
statistics.
We're putting that out there to millions of viewers on TV. They have not won 7 in a row.
Would you have felt better if they'd be like, this is the 7th straight regular season victory? Would you have? Would you?
No, I would. I still think it's technically accurate. It's misleading because they just lost to them in the NFC title game, the most important of all of those games.
So if we do the psychological dive here, Lawrence, it gets down to Adam does not want to be misled. He wants to be told the truth. He doesn't want to be lied to.
Right.
He wants actual facts. That's what's important to Adam, and that's something that we should all remember in our relationship with Adam. Deal straight.
I mean, I think that goes throughout life.
A lot
I mean,
of
there's
people, yeah.
we don't need misleading things in life.
It's kind of like the White Sox right now, like trying to take credit for making the playoffs in 2 out of the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? How many playoff series did you win? How many playoff series have you won since 2005?
Yeah.
0.
Whatever that was yesterday was.
Same number of apartments on Jupiter.
0. Exactly. I got some people we could send to Jupiter.
What about we haven't even touched on Pluto though today? Like whether it was.
Oh, what are you going to go Les Grobstein on us right now?
We miss you, Les. I know you're up there listening. #Robber. I'm not going to be in the seat tomorrow. Kevin Kadick will. So for those who don't like me, you're fired up for tomorrow. Kadick's in here. But I will miss the show tomorrow. I'll miss you guys.
Which holiday is this though?
This is Yom Kippur. I'm going to be atoning for my sins.
Okay.
We're gonna be fasting,
I
and
need 2 days for that.
Oh no.
well, they got tonight and tomorrow.
No boneless wings. No boneless wings.
I gotta go. We're gonna go in tonight for a nice little nighttime service, and then we're gonna do it again tomorrow. I'm also getting the flu vaccine and my booster at the same time today.
Oh, I'm doing that tomorrow morning.
Are you doing a combo?
I think so, yeah.
I would appreciate. I'm going to look at this chat afterwards. If anybody wants just a strong recommendation to not do the combo, or to put in there like it worked out great doing the combo.
Let's not
I
turn
mean,
this
I
into
prefer a
vaccine
combo, but that's
Combo?
from Johnny's beef.
Johnny's
on,
combo. Combo on
nothing better.
Jupiter.
We're really soliciting social media. For,
I don't
for
know if
vaccine
I don't think.
information
I
right now.
think this is a bad idea.
Why don't we trust your doctor, buddy?
I'm going to Walgreens.
All right, I'm doing the same thing tomorrow. We'll compare notes.
There you go. All right, I'm in.
Okay.
If I get, that's all I needed. I just wanted somebody to be in there with me.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I needed a partner.
Everything will be fine.
Sorry you can't eat boneless wings tomorrow because you're going to be Italian.
Yeah.
Shout out to this guy in the comments who's literally spent the last 30 minutes complaining about the show, and yet here he is watching till the very end. Thank you so much for your support. We thank you very much. Please hit the like button.
Subscribe. Drew TV. Subscribe.
Those are the real heroes in life. The ones that complain about the show the entire time, but they're here all the way to the end. So obviously you enjoyed the show. So thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. You won't be here, so Kevin Kadick will be here, and Carmi V. Carmi V Wednesday.
I'll see you Thursday night for Bears After Dark, which is going to be a fun show. There was news out of Arlington Heights this week with an initiative shot down that means that the Bears are moving to Arlington Heights. But we're going to have somebody on who was a member of that situation to try to get some more on the ground what's going on with the Bears in Arlington Heights Thursday night.
No reality TV stars this week?
I don't think so, but I'm not.
We have no idea who I am.
Who is Adam Hoge? Let me pretend that you didn't ask that right now on the show.
I thought it was hilarious. Don't worry, it was awesome. I could kind of tell the whole time we were talking. You had no idea who I was.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah. Do you know anything about football? Is this a football guest, or is he here to?
We enjoyed the bourbon conversation. All right, enjoy your Tuesday. And we'll be back tomorrow, except for Carm, who will be atoning for his sins.
Funny man, Doug Dyer. Monday spaghetti. Thank you.